My name is Katie.
I'm Rachel.
My name is Matosh.
I'm Michaela.
I'm Amy Becker.
One thing I struggled with was wearing the same clothes many times in a row, because that's a very Czech thing to do. People called me out and said, "Oh, you're so dirty, you wore that yesterday."
I remember I took 5th grade in America, and in the Czech Republic, when the teacher comes in, you're supposed to stand up to show respect. And so I was sitting there on the first day, and the teacher came in, and I almost stood up. I was like halfway out of my seat, and I noticed nobody else was standing up, and so I kind of sheepishly sat back down, and everyone kind of looked at me weird, and I was like, sorry.
A big one is when people are passing you and they say, "How's it going?" I would expect to stop and tell them how I'm doing and like actually have a conversation, but they'd keep walking. So I would start telling them about my day or something, and then they'd walk away from me. So then I started not answering anybody at all or showing any reaction, which was also not what was expected of me, I guess.
Good. There have been hard things, but I didn't really think of it as such an overwhelming big thing that a lot of TCKs think. I thought it's just the next thing that I'm doing.
It was pretty hard. A lot of culture shock, a lot of making mistakes and having people correct me.
When I found out that we were going to be moving here to the US, I was kind of in shock. Like, it was one of those things that you heard of happening to other people, but you never thought would happen to you, and so it was really tough because we didn't have much time then to say goodbye to all my friends and everything that I really wanted to. So when I got here, I was like kind of depressed, and it took me a really long time to actually get any friends, so it was kind of hard.
I think the first thing that hit me was how friendly people were to me, how much they wanted to talk and ask me how my day was. I wasn't used to that coming from Eastern Europe.
How people act. I thought it would be easier to get friends, but everybody's in their little group.
So a few months into my freshman year of college, I had a friend group, and I thought we were getting fairly close. It had been 2 or 3 months, and we had just been doing stuff together, not really talking. And then, so at one point, I thought, you know what, we're good enough friends. I can ask them maybe a more deep question. And so I asked what I consider not very deep. I asked them how college was going and what they liked and didn't like about it. And they kind of blew it off, like, "Oh ho, we're talking about our feelings now." And so I repeated the question to show that I was serious about it and wanted an answer. But they blew it off again, and that just really kind of devastated me.
For me, I was raised around a lot of Asians, and they tend to be a little bit more reserved. I tend to be a little bit hesitant and lean back a little bit, but in America you can't, you kind of have to just put yourself out there.
I've learned to probably, if you want to find friends, to roll how they want to go first.
Talking to people who've been here longer than you also is beneficial.
Cutting myself slack was a big one, because I was pretty hard on myself when I couldn't fit in, and I felt like I wasn't doing well in school, and I wasn't doing well at anything. But just to let myself, I guess, be in transition and be okay with that.
Yeah, one thing that has always been really tough for me was finding out boundaries for friendships and stuff. And so I've just kind of taken a step back every time and let them take the first move. So sometimes I can seem kind of distant, but I think that's better than seeming needy.
Not to be hard on yourself when you first get here, and to give it time, because it does take time, and that's okay.
Oh yeah, and the other was to note that it takes a lot of time, and to just be patient.
And it might be hard for the first couple of months, but don't let yourself think that that's going to be how it is forever. Just keep a positive outlook, and remember that making friends takes time wherever you are, and everything takes time, so just be patient.